Hey everybody, what's happening? It's Sarah Bunny, and today's video is going to be how I clean Rosie's cage. So I might sound a little sick, that's because I am, and I look like death, but let's not pay attention to that. So I'm back with another video. As promised, I'm going to be uploading on Tuesdays and Thursdays from now on, as long as summer goes, and I'll see if I can keep it in the fall. And let's just get started. Woo, them dark circles though. So the first thing I do is I take Rosie's out of her cage and put her food out so she's kind of coaxed out. And then I take all the toys and random bits out so that they don't interfere when I'm brushing everything up. So oftentimes there's like pee and poop everywhere because Rosie isn't 100% litter trained, but you know, I make do. I ended up throwing out that pink cube, by the way, because it was nasty. I'm talking nasty, like really gross. So I need to get a litter box for her up there, I think. So I'm sweeping up all the poop and stuff because that's what the cool kids are doing on their Thursday nights. So I'm sweeping it all up, and then I move on to the other levels and sweep that up as well, which is obviously quite fun. Yeah, look at that sweeping motion. Pro right there. It could be like curling or something. Almost there. Look, almost done. Hey, hey, hey. So then I dump it in Rosie's litter box, and I just do that so it's easier to dump out later. Then I spray down the whole cage with vinegar water solution, which, trust me, you can smell from like 3 miles around the house. It's pretty pungent. And I just spray it, and then I close all the doors so Rosie doesn't get in, and I let it all sit. So then I move to her toys that are plastic and her dishes, so I rinse those all off, and that's just to make sure there's no gunk floating around. And obviously I'm going to fill up the sink, and I use dish soap. And then I'm just going to let everything, you know, fill up and sit there and soak for a little bit so that it can get all disinfected and such. So then I take her litter box, take the top thing off that prevents her from digging it, and I dump it in a trash bag. And yep, so I just do that. And then I take some paper towels and wipe up all the vinegar, water, pee that is all in her cage and throw it out in the garbage bags. It's really nasty. Most of the time I wear gloves, but I don't know what I was thinking. I just didn't remember to put them on. So yeah, I'm just wiping that all up and washing my hands like every 2 seconds because it's gross. Then I take the litter box and I fill it with water, and then I do not dump it out in the sink because that's gross. I just fill it up and then dump it out outside. Yeah, pretty much a pro. So I dump it outside like that, and then I take some baking soda and some vinegar and chemical reaction, and it like gets all fuzzy and volcano-y, and I add more just because it's fun to look at, not because I actually needed to add more. And I let that sit, so then I take a towel and lay it out and start washing up all the toys and stuff. I only wash the plastic toys every once in a while. I don't wash them every time, but I just thought I would because I hadn't in a while. And I wash her bowls every time I do cage cleanings though. And so then I'm just wiping up the litter box because that's kind of nasty to leave that in there. So I'm wiping it up, and I don't like fully wash it out because the baking soda and the vinegar is like a natural deodorant, so it like makes it so her pee and poop doesn't smell. Look at that pineapple sitting there all cool. So I'm drying off all the dishes and toys and everything, and it took quite a while, especially on these jingly balls. And then I dried off the top of her litter box and put all the toys back in her cage. I'm magic. So then I vacuum the area around her cage because it's pretty nasty usually, and I have to do this a lot actually. And then I go around the walls and the edges and everywhere. And there's a sword back there. So with that that is how I clean Rosie's cage, and again, I'm sorry I look like, yeah. So that is how I clean Rosie's cage, and I usually don't take so long. I switch some things up depending on when I last did a really deep clean like this. So that is everything I do, and I do this about once every 2 weeks to once every month, and I do like spot cleanings as often as possible. And that is everything. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and hit that like button. Let's see if we can get it to 100 likes. We've done it before. We can do it again. Let's go. I challenge you. So let's see if we can get it to 100 likes, and thanks for watching. Keep popping. Bye. You have it. So if you want to get sturdier wire, it'll work better. The whole thing will be more sturdy, but any wire you have is fine. Next, you're going to flatten out one of the pieces and cut it where you think the wire should go. You can do 3 slots, but I just did 2. So you do those on each side, and you just cut a little notch.